100 days of capitalist Stardew Valley. Doing the community center, communist. Giving out presents to villagers for free out of the kindness of my heart, socialist. Having a strategy to blow up my stocks of gold, capitalist. I have but one simple goal, and it's to make as much gold in these 100 days. So here I am on the beach farm because why not? Now, unlike my other 100 days, which focused on completing the community center and befriending everyone and doing literally everything else in the game, I don't have that nagging feeling in the back of my head this time. No sir, gold is on my mind. How to make it, how to spend it, and how to make even more gold. So I have a few strategies already in mind for this capitalist attempt. I did my usual things, which still involved parsnips, a chest, and finding as many mixed seeds as I possibly can. It was also followed by a forage for some spring goodies and being a little bit disappointed by my spring onion luck today. So I'm not making any friends this time, right? No. There's at least one villager I'll be making some effort with. This green-headed gal, Caroline. For a selfish reason, and I'll elaborate soon. Look, for now, I want one friend in this playthrough. At the general store, I buy what seems to be things I need for the community center spring bundle. I had another money-making strategy reason for this, and I don't think I actually followed through with it, which you'll soon see. I also don't sell anything else at this point. At the end of the day, I have this entire mess planted, and I searched the rest of the map for spring goodies, and this does boost my foraging to level 1. Very important, this factor. The next day, I get mail about some old fella who wants to see me about a rod and something about backspace, which I will ignore for now. I won't ignore this bounty of spring onions though. Now, after seeing Willy, I have a lot of luck because I had this one set of bubbles that literally lasted from 1:20 PM to well past 8 PM. And I was able to cart in a truckload of fish, well over 30 fish on day 2, and you know what that means. Hey, fishing level 1, fishing level 2, fishing level 3. That's amazing. Beautiful. Day 3 we have rain, which is tradition and scripted in Stardew Valley, which means I start by cutting down a lot of trees. I have over 100 wood by this point, which is about a third of what I need for later. After more fishing, I have quite a few artifacts, nearly 5 of them, and I want 5 to donate to Gunther. And yes, not selling any fish yet either. The fact that I'm only 1 level away from 5 fishing is the reason for that. The next day was literally a repeat of the previous because these first days are relatively slow. But I did hit level 5 fishing, and I chose Fisher at this point, so I can sell all those fish for a lot more money, and 25% more actually. Day 5 began with the first harvest, which was followed by another first, which was 5 items to Gunther, so I can get 9 free cauliflower seeds. I don't know how much gold Willy carries in his till behind the counter, but it's definitely more than 6,000. A little bit underwhelming, if I'm honest. I've had more in the past from this exact same exchange, so I do a little bit more fishing. But I chose to neglect fishing the next day, and I spent it doing foraging stuff like tree chopping, finishing this bridge and finding a lot more stuff, and also giving Caroline another gift. It's the last day of the first week. I finally head to the mines with a determined step. I want to make it down to level 80 before the end of spring, so I can get some gold ore. I make it down to level 10, which is a fantastic start. It's day 8 and Lois had showed me this community center, so I go ahead and touch the stone to get the quest started. Hey, slow down. I may do 1 or 2 bundles because it's very beneficial to me. I then make it down another 5 levels in the mines, and I also reach level 4 foraging, which allows me to get 2 salmon berries at once, so when they start spawning, I'm in for a good time. So how am I getting this foraging skill up so quickly? I chop a lot of wood. Yep. Next, I go see the wizard on this day as well, which leads into what I think is the only bundle I complete in the community center. Spring foraging for 30 extra seeds. This is huge to me. I then make an additional 30 seeds, so I plant 60 spring goodies this day. Oh god damn, I'm in for a lot of watering. In the mines, I exert the last of my strength to kill some bugs, so I hit level 1 combat so I can make bug steaks now. That energy supply will really come in handy. It's the next day and I suffer my very first giant watering session. And you know what? Because I planted so much, of course Stardew Valley will now neglect me my spring onions. God damn it. I have to feed myself, it seems. I finally make it to level 20 and get a better weapon, which is really nice. These bugs don't stand a chance, and I will use their meat to make myself some bug steaks for energy. Day 11, and I wait outside Caroline's secret room to ambush her with another daffodil. I need to get her friendship to 2 hearts, and this is really important to me. Only 1 heart at the moment though. So before talking to her again the next day, I did a big tree lopping session for my foraging level. I really need that to be level 5 soon actually, and I'll explain it then. Well, my plan was to talk to her, but she's in her room. I can't go in her room because I don't have 2 hearts. I want 2 hearts, but not for that reason, bloody hell. The next day, I'm at the egg festival and I go ahead and buy 80 strawberry seeds. You know what? I don't plant these when I get home, no siree bob. I'm holding on to them for now. My original plan was to plant them and use speed grow fertilizer from that spring crops reward, which I was planning from day 1, but I changed my mind. So the next day, I'm down in the frozen levels in the mines, which is really good news. I'm trying to get just enough iron bars as well as copper bars because for the next few days I'll be salmonberry hunting, so I won't need my pickaxe for a bit. I might as well upgrade it. I'm a man of my words. I was salmonberry hunting the next day, and because I'm level 4 foraging, I get 2 berries per bush. These berries are an insane energy source early game. I gather all of them. I also see Clint about a pickaxe upgrade, and I do hit level 5 foraging this day. I go gatherer, of course. And guess what? That timing for that level was spot on. I have all these spring foraging things ready to go, so I have good chances to get doubles quite often. Winner! I'm going to do it again, of course. I also give Caroline a golden flower this time. Still only 1 heart, unfortunately. I fish my sadness away. Day 17 was the same as yesterday, except I go to Clint to start immediately on that iron pickaxe upgrade. No rest for him. Apparently I get no rest either. This stranger is on my doorstep the next day, and I go ahead with the mushroom cave, not for the energy. Oh no, you'll soon see why. I then make my first silo because I really need to start getting some hay now. I also get Caroline to 2 hearts, and I get this cutscene for the tea saplings, which I promptly skip. What I won't skip is this last day of salmonberry hunting. The next morning I have this mail from Caroline, and now I can make tea saplings. Which I do. I make 71 of them, which makes me really happy. 71. Oh yeah. Beautiful, mate. Right, this is why I was laughing. You can have this. Boom. And just like that, we have all the money we needed. Beautiful, mate. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. With such an influx of cash, I become a member of this fine establishment. That old ruddy community center can become a warehouse indeed. I then ask Clint a very important question. Oh, thank you very much. Hey Clint, how do you feel about working 6 days in a row? Here we are. All you have to do is take this from me and get started. Cheers, mate. Back to trying to get to level 80 in the mines now. The next morning, and I ask Morris to fix up this greenhouse for 35,000. Yes, this is how you unlock the greenhouse really fast in Stardew Valley. I then make some small talk with a starving homeless man, though he is adamant he doesn't need new friends. I then make it to level 60 in the mines. Scratch that, I make it to level 65. Damn monster levels. Yes, night workers, also in the rain. Day 21, I sell directly to Pierre, so I have enough money for my silver axe upgrade. Clint doesn't get any respite, not while I have dodgy tools. Now as I'm fighting this ghost, I think about my goal, which is to get to level 80 in the mines ASAP, because I need gold ore, that, iron ore and quartz, because I want to make quality sprinklers for all my crops. Now speaking of which actually, the sprinklers are not until level 6. So that is a bit of a conundrum, isn't it? Because I haven't hit level 6 yet. Well, which means I can't make those quality sprinklers yet. That is actually a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yes, indeed, that is a problem. Because I was holding on to those strawberries, I never got the experience from harvesting them. But I also wanted to plant those strawberries in my greenhouse because then they will never disappear. I make my problem much worse by buying 50 parsnips, hoping this would boost my XP by the next season. Look, I'm going to have it rough for a little bit in regards to watering. Well, at least I can get the resources I need for those sprinklers so I can finally make them when I can. Lots of foraging the next day and clearing out the future farming spot with sprinklers in mind. I'm also level 6 foraging this night. The next morning, I'm excited to see this huge harvest, but then disappointed. Excellent. So what's our farming at now? Our farming is still level 4. That is f***ing unfortunate. God damn it, man. Oof, that's gonna be rough, man. That's gonna be very, very, very rough. But with my iron axe in hand, I make quick work of these big tree stumps. Now on day 25, I really wanted to move my greenhouse. But don't you hate it when this happens? Oh, you're absolutely joking me right now, huh? That tree is just in the way. I also buy a nice floor blueprint, a blueprint I use the next day to mark out my crop layout, both outside and inside my greenhouse. I also gather a lot of grass for my future animals. So by day 27, even after harvesting all of these extra parsnips and even more which I didn't mention, my farming is only level 5. So I am indeed going to have to water all of these strawberries I'll be planting in my greenhouse, plus 28 spring seeds. Oh yes, I'll be keeping up the tea sapling production alright. At least I'm not the only hardworking person. Robin is here building my very first coop as well. I wake up the next morning clearly not enthusiastic. Oh, this is gonna take a while. Okay, well, let's do it. I'm also working hard in the mines for those sprinklers. Day 29. It's the first of summer, so naturally, I need to hoe up this entire field in preparation for all my seeds. Before that, the coop shall be upgraded next. So yes, 96 blueberries as well. So I'm going to be watering over 200-ish things every day until farming level 6 happens. Those other vacant spots will be for summer forageables when I get to it. Yeah, God, I'm really regretting this the next day. I just keep thinking about those sprinklers I will have soon. Day 31, I finally complete my forage collection. I make some summer seeds and I get this lot growing as well for summer goodies and more future tea saplings. They are a good money maker. It's the next day and I already have Robin working on a second coop. Now because I'm using so much wood for tea saplings and buildings, I start a little tree farm. But I can't just buy the wood from Robin, it's very cheap in the first year. I'll discuss this very shortly. After a bit of mining, I get more fiber. I use said fiber to make more tea saplings, which rake in more than 20,000 this day. And guess what? I already have some chickens that need to grow up, but I don't have any mayo machines and I need earth crystals for that. So after diving down to level 105 in the mines, I spend some time looking for earth crystals. I've been a little bit unlucky in this regard. So what have I been doing for like a week? Watering roughly 250 things every day. And I'm really tired of that, but I can't help it because I'm only level 5 farming. Oh, look at that! 8 eggs from my grown-up chickens. I make some mayo with them, and naturally I suffer a bit more watering, and I drag myself into bed to see this. And into bed. Eee, what has gone up with the farming? Did me literally picking up 8 eggs take up my farming to level 6? Are you shitting me right now? All I needed was probably 1 or 2, maybe 8 extra parsnips, and I would have hit level 6 farming for the sprinkling. So for the last 8 days, I've been sprinkling. If only I planted 1 or 2 extra God damn it. That is really unfortunate. So very naturally, the next day, I start setting up all these sprinklers because I deserve a well-earned break. I couldn't make all of them just yet, so I went to the mines afterwards to get the last of the materials I would need for the rest. It's the next morning and I wake up to a lot of chickens, but not enough mayo machines, goddamn earth crystals. Because they are eluding me, I'll upgrade my barn for the cows because the cheese presses will be easier to make at this point. Oh yeah, I got a barn at some point. So by day 37, I finally have everything covered with sprinklers. I kind of forgot I have to make lightning rods in case of a storm. So with all this newfound time I have, I spend a lot more time mining and gathering resources for animal products and such. I do plant a small hardwood farm because I will need a lot of this for cheese presses. So the only interesting thing I did on day 38 and 39 was sell a ton of tea saplings because I'll be buying a lot of cows shortly. Oh, and being way too excited for an earth crystal. Oh, yes, we got it! Oh, and my barn was fully upgraded, but still empty. On day 40, before spending a lot of money, I spent a little bit of time setting up my lightning rods, in case of those summer storms. I make it to Marnie and I have 43,000 in my pockets. About 5 seconds later, lots of animals and I feel roughly 15,000 poorer. It's all part of making money. I fell an entire forest next. So, the next morning. That's a lot of moo-moos. Hello. You know what I like about year 1? It's that wood is actually quite cheap as mentioned before. So short story, I make a lot of tea saplings, which takes 5 wood, 5 fiber and 2 of any kind of seasonal seed. One stack of wood cost me 10,000 gold at this point. One of those tea saplings sells for 500 gold. 20 saplings makes me 10,000 gold, and 20 sapling takes only 100 wood to make. I can source the other stuff really easy as you saw, fiber being a bit of a long stretch in the mines, but this exchange is really worth it if you follow my strategy. I mean, look here, the next day I just go to level 25 in the mines and there's a lot of fiber here. It's quite easy to farm. Now, I look further ahead towards making kegs for well past this 100 days challenge. Hey, I like this farm, I might play it after this video, but not before asking Robin to build me a stable. Now, speaking of kegs, I know I will eventually buy a lot of ore I need. I fail to realize that with those price increases at year 2, this will bump up these prices as well, so these numbers aren't what I will get then. What I will get is the biggest backpack, because why not? Anyways, for reference, I make just over 2,000 gold every day with my chickens alone, and this number will rise. I follow my tradition the next day. Been through the desert on a horse of no name, felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. I then buy the last cows I will need for the barn, and also a milk pail, which is the step before tossing this milk into these 12 cheese presses. We will see a money increase soon, especially when another barn is being requested. Nothing exciting happens the next day except gathering resources for cheese presses and mayo machines. But the next day, I make a few seed makers because I think I hit level 9 farming? Now, I've been on about seasonal seeds because of these tea saplings. Here's something about the mushroom cave that's not energy related. Did you know that the brown mushrooms can be tossed into the seed maker to get full seeds? Yeah, with the mushroom cave, I now have a constant free stream of full seeds. Of course, I can plant them to get forageables, which can then become even more. You get my point. Also, you know those winter roots that the blue slimes drop? Yeah, they can be used to get winter seeds, so I can get a head start on those as well. So I'm going to fast forward to day 51, because a lot of these days are just gathering for the most part. But here we see me failing at finding a cow I haven't milked yet, because there's no way to keep track unless you pay attention. If only there's a lot of strawberries levels my farming to 10, which it does, so artisan for those animal goods. So now I have 12 cows and 12 chickens, and they make me roughly 5,400 per day, and the better quality the goods become, the higher that number becomes. And now that I'm level 10, I should be able to buy auto grabbers to make milking a thing of the past. So it's the next day with a second barn, and I need to fill it. So I do, with cows again. It's almost the end of the season, and 25,000 for an auto grabber is a bit hefty. I still want to plant about 100 cranberries. Guess I can milk just for a little while longer? I also have these community things I need to buy, which is well over 80,000. Well, I did choose the money making path, so I'm just gonna have to work with it. So until day 55, it's business as usual. I have another coop that needs to be upgraded, and I also have an oak tapper farm for distant future kegs. No auto grabbers yet, and you can hear my growing frustration. Oh, for f***'s sake, milk your cow. Anyways, a bigger coop is requested next as well. Day 56, the last day of summer. I haven't spent any money because cranberries are very expensive for the next season. Now, I'm going to focus on cows for a little bit before more chickens, and why is that? Well, mayo machines need earth crystals, and I'm not getting enough of them. I only have 8 at the moment, and that's not enough for 12 mayo machines. Maybe I can make a crystallarium. Well, I do have 1 iridium bar, because Dolores, the wife of Morris, had some ore this morning. I just need 1 crystallarium. So where am I sitting on the first day of fall? Well, I did say something about cranberries, right? Well, I only spent about 20,000 on them, so I'm kind of surprised. I'll definitely have money for those auto grabbers next time Marnie's at her shop then. And guess what? At least I have to buy 1 less chicken. 6 days ago, those same 12 animals made me 5,400. Now with better quality and the artisan perk, I make 8,700 per day with those animals. And this number is about to go crazy. It's the next morning, and I see the notice board is ready. There is, in fact, 1 quest I really want to get, but that quest is not today, unfortunately. Anyways, I get the bus next because I can, and I need iridium ore for that crystallarium. So I have this many animals now, and as they grow up, they will start producing me pure profit, like from 8,700 to 13,000 per day kind of profit. I still make tea saplings as well when I can. Day 59, and I get 2 auto grabbers for my cows because milking is annoying. I also get another silo because these animals are ravenous. I take my first trip to the desert, which is kind of nice. I target these purple slimes because they drop iridium ore and bars. I very nearly die, but I think I glitched the game with pause menus to not die. But I do get 1 single iridium bar, and that's all I wanted. There we go. That's all I needed. That is all that I needed. The only thing that I wanted. We're gone. We're out of here. So I make this 1 crystallarium, and I sacrifice 1 earth crystal. But now I will get a new earth crystal every 13 in-game hours. So yeah, I'm going to go chickens again for a bit. Let's skip to day 61 where I get the next biggest coop upgrade. I also buy as much wood as I need because it's quite cheap. I still chop wood because I want my foraging to be level 10 before the 8th of fall. Chopping hardwood also helps the skill, and surprise, I hit level 10, so I'm very pleased with this timing. I go botanist of course, and for a very important reason. Before I get to that important reason, I asked to get that bridge fixed, which cost 25,000 gold. I'm looking to turn this quarry into a wood farm in the future. Before I turn it into a wood supply, I need to clear it. I also remember to get that golden scythe from just over here. I get nearly spooked to death because these guys hit like a truck. But I do make it out alive. I just touch the statue again after I get the golden scythe to get teleported out. Luckily, I get a prismatic shard here, so I will be able to hit like a truck myself soon with that galaxy sword. So it's the 8th, and this is why I wanted my foraging to be maxed out with botanist. Blackberry season. I get 3 per bush, and they are always iridium quality now. And look at those benefits, that's hugely helpful. You know what quest I was waiting for? Yes! I have an idea, there's a lot of trash in the water. You saw my boy! Oh, Linus, my friend, you have made me a very, very, very happy man. Now, why am I so excited for this quest? All will be revealed soon. It does involve getting the last JoJo project done. It doesn't involve getting the galaxy sword, but that's a nice bonus. Also, I got over 200 berries today. My energy and health is sorted. I get this cutscene the next day, so I'll be expecting a letter from Willy soon for Ginger Island. Now before that, I make fish traps to trap garbage for Linus, because I'm lazy and this actually works. Indeed, I do get a letter from Willy and it's about fixing his old boat, which needs 200 hardwood, 5 batteries and 5 iridium bars. Everything except the iridium bars is kind of easy. I have to go to Skull Cave for the iridium bars. In fact, I do go to Skull Cave next because it's a major plotline now, and from beating up slimes, I get what I need, almost 2 bars worth, but I think I already have some ores anyways. I do this routine for the next few days in fact. The morning of day 70, I pick up that last trash that Linus has requested and dump it in the bin, and then I get the last iridium bar I needed for Willy's boat. Linus does send me this recipe the next day, the fiber seeds recipe. You know, that thing that was kinda hard to get for the tea saplings, but now I have a recipe for it. Oh yeah! And then I donate stuff for Willy and get kind of annoyed. All materials have been found. You mean I donated them? The boat will be repaired overnight. Don't say found, I donated them. I worked my ass off for that hardwood. I worked my ass off for that iridium bars. To pretend like, you know, it just magically fabricated in someone's ass. Oh no, blood was spilt for those things. Also, here's a first for this save file. Oh, look. That's my first ancient seed. I haven't seen one yet. Well, that's appreciated. I then make a terrible tree farm with no paths in between. Anyways, the ship's been completed, and I'm also sitting on about 18,000 per day from animal stuff. So you'd think I'd be ready to go to Ginger Island this day. Too bad it's the fair day and I can't go into town, so no. But I had to think about the farm warps because that's how I will get home from Ginger Island. Honey, which means I'll need maple syrup. I get on that right away. So the next day I will go, yeah? But wait, I need to buy some stuff from Marnie. You know, she's not there for like 2 days straight, so get there while I can. Afterwards, I was so keen. So I thought. Oi, Willy mate, oh you... Did I just do this? Sake. God damn it. Well, that is slightly infuriating. Oh yes, that is genuinely slightly infuriating. You, game. Really. You. Oh, you don't have your 1,000 gold. You know what's actually annoying is the fact that that boat would not be up and running without me. Genuinely, Willie should be giving me a freebie. Because I fixed this boat. I fixed it. Not him. I did. Yeah, he did the manual labor, but I did all the procurement. I didn't see his ass in Skull Cave. I didn't see him chopping down trees. I didn't see him harvesting lightning. Did you? No, he's just like, yeah, fix my boat for me. Alright, now give me 1,000 gold for every trip. Doesn't have 1,000 gold. Nah, sorry mate, you can't go, eh? F you, Willie. So finally, day 74, and I think I'm still mad. I would tell you all my thoughts, but it's a fisherman's secret. F you. Just take me to Ginger Island. She looks good as new. Ah yes, that's because of me. I mean, you could have helped me by just, giving me a freebie. You f. Now you gotta pay, eh? Now get out of here, you filthy animal. Anyways, I start my journey here and start looking for those golden walnuts. I made an in-depth video ages ago about these locations, so I have a good idea of where they are. And I get enough to ask the birds to beat up this turtle. Now this farming area will be precious to me in the future. I fix this bridge the next day. I ignore this pleading man, and I get all the clay that I can here for fiber seeds. I think I'll plant the fiber seeds here on Ginger Island, and keep my farm for the winter seeds I've been collecting because of those winter roots. By day 76, I have a shed up and I fill it with kegs, which I'll start putting some strawberries in when I can for extra money. I also have over 600 fall seeds by now, so I'm going to have to make a lot of fiber seeds. I think 312 is plenty for now. In fact, a bit much because I have a crappy hoe. I don't want to spend that much time hoeing. So, naturally, I go remedy that the next day. I then kill as many blue slimes as I can to get these winter roots to get a head start on the winter seeds. And by day 78, all that daily animal stuff has helped me make 1 million gold, especially when I'm making 23,000 per day from these animals. So over the next few days, I work on winter seeds, getting some animals and more animal buildings, heading to Ginger Island to start prepping up the area while waiting for my hoe upgrades, and once I get it, I plant all of those fiber seeds. In fact, let's just skip to the 1st of winter as a lot of these days are the same now. So, day 85, the 1st of winter. Very quiet at the moment. But I do plant a lot of those winter seeds I've been getting, which is really quite nice, a bit of a head start. Day 86, I start setting up a huge tree sap farm, which is going to be very nice once winter is over. Also by this point, all my animals are making me 28,000 per day, which is solid. It's day 87, and I've been petting these animals every single day. I have the auto grabbers at least, but I also want to automate this petting business. My goal is to max out these animal friendships and then have auto petters to keep them maxed out so there will never be a decrease in their artisan quality. Auto petters will come soon. I then move my buildings around because why not? While at Robin's, I buy a lot of wood and stone. 4 stacks of wood and 1 stack of stone. It's still cheap. I work on this type of farm next and fill in the blanks. Here's irony for you. The weeds or fiber is destroying my fiber on Ginger Island. Anyways, that's a healthy looking fiber field. Day 88, and you might be wondering, how do I keep all these animals fed? Well, I buy all my hay. I store it in a chest and I add it when I need to. Honestly, these animals pay for themselves, it's fine. I'll share all the numbers soon so you can visually see it. However, these auto petters are really hefty, 50,000 for each one. I better only buy 2 for now. Actually, make that 4. 200,000 gone, just like that. Day 89, and I'm about to buy a whole new coop of chickens. But I remembered I don't have any heaters for my animals. I better quickly buy 8 of those. First introductions follow that, and I finally get what will be my last animal building, my last barn. 4 barns and 4 coops is enough for me. That's 96 animals. I then go and get a really satisfying feeling doing this. But how many tea saplings am I going to make with this? How much is this all going to be worth? But wait, there's more. Okay, here you are. Nice. A very good amount of money. A very good amount of money. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What do we actually get there? So we made 236,000 from that. That's amazing. Day 90, and I do something that everyone has to do eventually, and that is pay Clint a ton of money to break open all these geodes I have collected, so that I can get a decent amount of gems to donate to Gunther. I then spend the last 200,000 for my last 4 auto patches for my animals. That's finally behind me. Well, the animals are paying for themselves at this point. The next few days is business as usual with the animals and collecting materials for the future. But on day 93, I was hoping to do another big fiber plantation. Too bad the dig site had no clay deposits. Even all these worms you see here had anything but clay. But I still managed to plant over 100 fiber plants again. I then go and meet Krobus, after which I go in here for a bit of extra fiber. The next day, and I have another full coop ready to go, so you know what that means. I need more auto grabbers cause I don't really want to be picking up eggs. I also buy a lot of hay from Marnie this day. It doesn't bother me, the animal profit is well past 30,000 per day now. Other than the usual grind for the next few days, I get an axe upgrade on day 96, and by day 97, that tool upgrade was ready for me. I was ready then to do more iron ore hunting because I've done a lot of copper for now. Plus, I also wanted to hunt these sprites so I can get a burglar ring as a reward later. And by the end of this day, I have broken the 2 million mark for this challenge. It's the second last day of this challenge, and I thought that fiber would be ready. Apparently not, so oops. It's the final day of this video. As you can see, I have almost 4,000 hay bought for my animals, so no worries, they are well fed. I have my last 12 cows growing up at the moment, so I didn't get a full 96 grown animals as I wanted, but close enough. I promised you some numbers, didn't I? 96 animals. They cost me 50 gold each in hay every day, which is 48,000 gold per day. Is that worth it? Let's check that in a second. I have this entire field of forageables to harvest first. That and also this fiber field is ready now, which I use to make more tea saplings. Okay, let's look at the final figures. In regards to those animals costing me 4,800 gold per day, they make me just under 34,000 per day. So yes, buying hay when you're making all those artisan products is well worth it. Just so you know, the last barn of cows are not matured yet, so I'm still missing cheese from them. The final numbers are more in my favor. Peering into the distant future, future me reports that with 96 maxed friendship animals, 48 gold cheeses, 47 gold mayos and 1 void mayo makes me 42,322 per day, minus the 4,800 will make me 37,522 pure profit. So yes, buying the hay for the animals is not a worry. Back to this video summary. I sold all those forageables and tea saplings, so I make a final 160,000 for this day. So I'm sitting at 2.2 million for 100 days of capitalist Stardew Valley. That's my strategy on making a lot of money in this game. I mean, I neglected everything else like quests and villages, but I'm sitting on a healthy amount of income each day, which is really nice. Animals are an amazing way to make money. I'm also a huge fan of making those tea saplings early on in the game to get that head start and get the greenhouse really fast. Is this the best strategy for money? No, of course not. But I wanted to give it a go, and it's really easy to do. Money worries are gone, and I can focus on everything else now, which I did, but that's outside the scope of this video. I hope you enjoyed. One for all and all for one. Cheers, Musketeers.